Alright guys, welcome to our new series, 123 Knockout. This is a series that can play into the Movie Doctors franchise or the Killshot series. We can do both, video games and movies. Tonight we're doing movies. So, we have me, your host, the Movie Doctor, and always with me, Rebel 180. And my lovely wife, who is the judge, I guess we're going to call you the Killshot 90s wife, no matter which way it goes. But pretty much this, it's simple. We're going to argue our statements.
How about for this, the movie nurse?
The movie nurse. What? She's going to nurse my wounds. Alrighty, so we're going to start off. She's going to read the first question. Whoever gets the answer out first will explain their answer, and then you have to take the opposite side of that my answer, or your answer, however it goes. So we're going to go ahead and let her start with question number 1.
Alright. Kong Skull Island set up universe. Which movie is better, Godzilla or Kong?
Kong.
Godzilla.
Alrighty, so we're going to set the timer here, 20 seconds apiece for each of us. Alright, the reason I'm saying Kong is better is because even though it doesn't have a lot of development for your characters, it still had one of the best feeling monster movies ever. I know a lot of people make pokey funs at those, but it was really awesome. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I own it, I love it, and I don't think Godzilla could just beat it.
Kong Skull Island was a good movie, but the Godzilla movies have more depth to them. It's not the same story told over and over every time. Like, they remake them more than anything in King Kong. King Kong always gets remakes. Godzilla has continuances. They just now did a new Godzilla remake.
Alrighty, so now we're going to go into our final closing statements on our arguments here. Alright, with Kong, you have a well-balanced story. They kept what made Kong believable in the old times and gave it a fresh repaint. And I think with the big heavy hitter cast that they had, Samuel L. Jackson and John Goodman, I just think it's a solid movie in general.
Well, with Godzilla, though, Godzilla, fights all kinds of monsters. It's all setting up to this great universe. It's all part of Godzilla's world.
Alrighty. Final tally on this one?
You guys both had really good arguments, but I kind of see what Michael's going through with how it can be very repetitive with Kong and how Godzilla's not. So I'm going to go with Michael this time.
Alright. So, point 1 for Michael.
Alright, question 2. Why hasn't there been a slasher's shared universe?
Because that's just how movies work.
Well, you see, there's been superhero shared universe. Now they're doing Universal Monster shared universe. They're even doing Giant Monster movie universe. So I think the next logical choice would be a slasher's universe, because Chucky, Bride of Chucky, has shown that they're all in one universe.
Alright, well, let's save the arguments for that. So I guess I'm taking the side why it shouldn't happen. So here we go. The reason I don't think a slasher universe is going to happen is, for one, Platinum Dunes owns most of the rights to some of the slasher films, including Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, they both did have good remakes, but other companies own the other rights. So I feel they're never going to come together to have a cohesive universe.
Well, see, the reason why I think there should be one is because there's a lot of fanfare for it. And they already did Freddy vs. Jason, and they could add Michael Myers, Leatherface, Chucky, all kinds of characters, and it would be great for that genre.
Alright, so this is hard because I'm a big horror fan, but I just don't feel that they're going to ever cohesive. Do I want it? Yes. But is it going to happen? More than likely not in the age that we live in, on how particular and money-driven Hollywood is now. I just don't feel that that's going to be a drama that's going to happen for them. Your closing argument?
My closing argument is, all these characters getting together would, it would be a good, free-for-all type thing, and, different stories mixed in.
Alright, final tally.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice if there was a slasher universe,
I'm
but
not disagreeing there.
But I can see what you're saying, because where there's so many people that have rights to each copy of different genre, each slasher, they're more likely not gonna just put their...
Paramount's never gonna agree with anyone on doing something.
I agree with Blake. Question 3. Monster Share Universe will or will not be a flop, or whatever.
I'm gonna say it's a flop.
I guess I'm for it.
Alright, so the reason I think it's gonna flop is because we've already got one movie, and that was The Mummy. And I'm not dishing that they changed The Mummy to a female character. I'm dishing that the movie made no sense when you already had a great starting point. The Untold Truth of Dracula. That was a best horror monster movie.
Well, I think they could turn it around with the next one. It could be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, because he was actually in that movie. So it could be.
Alright, you brought up Jekyll and Hyde, but we have Russell Crowe playing Jekyll and Hyde. We have Johnny Depp, the Invisible Man. The only good one that's in this lineup is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Wolfman. I'll watch that. Anything else sucks. And I'm not even saying those actors are awful. They were just bad choices for these characters.
See, they could have Dracula, which would be good. One movie doesn't make it bad. Everyone said they didn't like The Incredible Hulk, but then they still went on and did the superhero shared universe.
I could bring up Transformers. One movie set a chain of bad ones.
But they still made them.
Alrighty, final verdict too.
That's a hard decision. Like, it's almost like a tie, because, like he said, there are lots of stuff, and just because one movie makes a whole big bad thing, and like you said, that it can make it worse for other people. I mean, it's kind of a tie right there.
I'm gonna tie it at points. Alright.
Question 4. Power Ranger trilogy, what do we hope happens?
I really hope that the Green Ranger and White Ranger mytho is a little bit more drawn out in these next couple of movies.
This is a tough one.
I put in some tough questions.
I would hope that Lord Zed is done right.
Okay, so we'll go in here. Alright, so what I'm talking about, we already seen Green Ranger's more than likely going to be in this movie, but are they going to change it to a female or male? Keep it male. I'm not being sexist. It was Tommy. Tommy just doesn't seem like a name for a girl. And Tommy is just one of those iconic characters. You don't want to screw that up and mess up fans who love the series, who's paying you money.
Yeah. So, with Lord Zed, right? Lord Zed is the first truly big bad that the Power Rangers had to face, because Rita didn't really do much. And then you have Goldar being like melted cheese or whatever, and they kind of ruined it, and he didn't even talk in the movie.
I understand when you're coming out with some villains, but you got to think Green Ranger is going to be the villain again. Except it's going to be Tommy, and I really hope they flesh that out. I hope they flesh that the green power is only meant for evil. If he tries to use it for good, he loses it. Not this candle shit, he loses it if he goes good.
Yeah.
Your final
Okay,
thoughts, Dave?
so Lord Zed, Lord Zed is a really villainous, vile character, and they should get someone that can do him justice.
I can see what you're talking about there. Final verdict.
Alright, let's see. Tommy should stay a boy automatically. There is no switching sexes on that. I know that it seems really weird because I'm a girl and thinking that a
But
main
it's an
character,
iconic
you know,
character. It just feels weird trying to change it for
Tommy-
modern day.
Tommy has always been a boy and should always be a boy. There is no change in that. You don't randomly change something that big in a movie.
So who brought the better argument for the series stepping forward? Should it be Lord Zed, or should Tommy take the place of the next? Showing he's more powerful than Rita could even be as Green Ranger.
I mean, Lord Zed, like he said, I mean, that it kind of, made it stupid, because he did melt like cheese.
Oh no, that was Goldar.
Goldar, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and they should do Lord Zed right.
So who won this one? Who convinced you better which way should go? Should Lord Zed be the next one and we can completely skip Green Ranger being a villain? Well, yeah, but that's what you're hoping for the series to happen next. I'm hoping the next step for the next couple of movies is Green Ranger.
Well, I can see Green Ranger because they've already put it in there. And Green Ranger has been obviously bad because of Rita.
Yeah.
So I'll take your side.
Alright.
Animated shared universe.
I think it would suck.
It could work.
Alright, so let's go. Alright, the reason I think it sucks is because sometimes you're just gonna have those fanboys who have that big one-man punch dildo up their ass, thinking that he is the best character and he can beat them all, but yet you have those fans who love Goku, who I love Goku, but I don't think he could probably beat One Punch Man, because it's in his name, One Punch. I mean, it's obvious.
Well, see, for me, I don't think One Punch Man should even be in an anime shared universe because he's too powerful. But, they should get people like Goku, Naruto, One Piece, Fairy Tail, all those characters, like Bleach and everything, and it would be great.
Alrighty, the only reason I can agree with what you're talking about. I think it would be cool. But you've got those fans who are going to say, why isn't my anime part of this universe? Why isn't One Man Punch? I want to see him knock every fucker out that is in this universe with a one punch. And they're gonna want to appease the fans because that's going to give them more money.
You see, I'm not a fan of One Punch Man. I like the series, but I don't like him because he just beats everyone with a punch, and it doesn't bring all that entertainment when he just automatically wins. I like Genos better, but I mean,
Alright, final word.
I don't know who half the people you talk about. I only know who Goku and Naruto is, but if what you guys are saying about that One Punch guy, it wouldn't be much of a universe then, because then he'd just be pretty much knocking everybody out. So I don't see why they would put it in a movie.
Well, yeah, but then you got to think if they're doing that universe,
They
there's
have
going to be fans that are going to want their character
Yeah,
in that universe.
exactly. So I mean,
So
if
either
you're
way
gonna-
it goes, it's going to flop because then you're going to have those people go, well, this sucks because my
Mhm.
person isn't in here.
you can't just select who you want in
can't
there.
please certain fans and not please the others.
Yeah.
well, I mean, there's not every superhero is in the superhero shared universe.
Well, yeah, but sooner or later there will be. They got to throw them in there somehow.
The X-Men
somewhere.
aren't even in there.
No, but that's also licensing issues. So, who do you think? I mean,
I mean, to me, it shouldn't be, because you can't just please every fan and then keep it going at the same time. So, it goes to Blake. Why is what is our thoughts about Spider-Man Homecoming trilogy?
I think they're going to fuck it up like most Spider-Man movies. In some way.
I guess on the opposite.
Right. So the reason I think they're going to fuck it up, not saying that Tom Holland was a bad Spider-Man. He was good to a certain extent. You could not take him serious when serious needed to be happening. And I understand, yes, he's a high school student, but most high school students still know how to be serious when times need to be. And it just felt like he didn't know what to do. And that could have not been his fault. It could have been directing.
See, I don't think they're gonna fuck it up, because they already showed in the first movie that they were able to make a good villain, and that Tom Holland does a good job, and it's a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it had a decent plot.
I think it had a decent plot, and it did have a good villain, but I think stepping forward, when you want those big heavy hitter villains, they're going to skip them because they're not going to want to make Spider-Man serious. When Venom walks in, he isn't going to know how to go, this is a serious threat. I don't need to be fucking around. He's just going to be like, woo!
See, here's the thing. Spider-Man did show seriousness in the movie. When it came time to fight the Vulture, he didn't use that many quips. And, he had to work with what he got because his suit was taken away. And he did a good job.
Alright.
I do agree Tom Holland was a good Spider-Man. Like Blake said, he can't take seriousness to a extent. But I mean, the bigger the villain, the more serious you have to be, because it's a bigger threat.
I mean, just think if Carnage walked in, he was just all like,
well,
like
see,
what he was.
See,
kinda.
I mean, I saw the movie, and he didn't exactly tell a lot of jokes when he was fighting Vulture.
Well, no, but that was at the end. All the other times, he had some witty shit to say. And that is
Well,
part of Spider-Man, but they kind of over-excessed it a little bit. And I love the wittiness of Spider-Man, but I thought he took it too far. I thought whoever wrote the script tried a little too hard to be kind of like the 64 Spider-Man game, where it was too many witty puns and not enough serious tone.
Like with him messing with that suit, that was very irresponsible. For one, he shouldn't.
Well, he's a kid.
Well, yeah.
That makes sense, but just like.
But think about if he was at a villain and he messed up the suit somehow. And that could have been worse than what he had.
It kind of feels... The reason I think it's going to flop is it's going to be good for kids. But true Spider-Man fans are not going to get what
Spider-Man
they want.
grows, he becomes more mature, and he starts to realize that, like, when he gets bigger villains, he'll start to realize, I can't be messing around anymore.
And, I mean, I really hope that he does. And the only reason I'm taking the argument is just because
Vulture was like maybe a B or C list villain in the comics.
And the only reason I'm saying it's going to flop is because every other Spider-Man has had something. Now, am I going to sit here and say that I'm biased? I think Amazing Spider-Man 2 was awesome. I loved that one.
And also with Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. He wasn't a stupid villain that just wasn't able to put two and two together. As soon as he heard about where Peter Parker was at the same time that Spider-Man was somewhere else, then he realized that they were in the same area, so obviously they're the same person.
Oh yeah, I agree. Michael Keaton gave one of the best performances on that movie, and that's Michael Keaton.
And I thought the look was kind of off because I thought Ben Kingsley looked more like Vulture.
I don't know. I think they did an excellent job with their casting. I just feel whoever wrote the script might need to kick the bucket and just get whoever wrote Amazing Spider-Man to do the witty stuff. Not the plot. Get somebody else to do the plot, but get him to do the wittiness, because he knew how to do it